What is up, lads? Kasin Koral here, back playing Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. I don't really have much time, but in the last episode, we just completed the investigation of the murder of Nagito Komaeda. We gathered a lot of evidence, and also discovered his Host Peak Academy files that he got from Monokuma. So, anyways, let's get right into this, yeah? This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself, over and over within my mind. Enter Monokuma Rock. Damn, son. I don't know if there's gonna be some bullshit coming up in this trial, but hopefully not. This elevator ride, this will be our last time.
Well?
I hope so. Let's worry about things after we're finished.
You are right.
We must focus on the class trial before us. Damn. This amount of space within that elevator, dude.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. Dude. The amount of fucking airtime between the previous comment and Fuihiko's comment, that's... Ooh, that's... sadness, actually. For me. And I agree with Sonya. He was an asset at times, but an ordeal. Even if he's gone, the ones who survive need to stand and fight. We must fight. And that's the end. The door slowly opened. This bright light greeted us. Is that the light of hope? Or the light of despair? Ah! Oh, that is not right. Well now that the chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left. Enough. Just fucking start this already. Hey, this is right. This is it, right? This is really the last class trial, right?
Yep.
It sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm, make sure you give it your all.
Alright!
And I tell you, he said it. This is the end. Oh, Monomi's still
Now
pissed.
then.
Let's get the trial started.
Killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other. Oh boy. A 5th class trial. To Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. The curtain is about to rise. Ooh. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. Came across as very sociable. That's true, but then he showed his dark side, his true nature, a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He believed in hope more than anyone else, or anything else. He was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely fucked. But there is times where he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. I have no idea at all who did it, but there's no way we can end this without knowing. He will be consumed by despair. There. Oh, Chiaku's the only one that's not red. Oh shit. The person that finished on Nagito. The killer who murdered Nagito. There's Nakani in here. Or Hajime Nakani. In order to return from this despair alive, you need to reach the truth. And Monokuma says this is really the last trust trial. That's all more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial building with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Let's save, yeah? Oh, this is blue this time. Agito, my boy. Alright, I think I only have like 1 skill die gained. Yeah, I forgot to get more. Whoopsie. The trial.
Now then, let's begin
Actually,
with
I'm
a
cooking
simple
something.
explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and
How's
vote
my
for who done
pierogi?
it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment.
I think I should
If you
get this
pick
now.
the
I don't know.
wrong person,
We die.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh boy. Monomi, you're still pissed.
Monomi? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit?
I don't know what's up now.
Presto!
Oh! That's not professional, dude. Damn.
One more time!
Twice?
How about this one?
Oh, he's pulling out old boat
This
tricks
will
now.
be my final blow!
Good, Jojo.
It's
Ooh.
useless.
Damn. You have to do it like that.
I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi. The class trial has started, after all.
Damn it,
The
dude.
victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he
I
was
don't know,
killed for
fucking
trying
hell.
to reveal the traitor,
Someone?
that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that
Okay.
might not be it.
Why not?
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Oh, this is one hell
Now
of a
that's
circle.
more
I feel
like
it's gonna
it.
be all
Why
about the
don't
traitor
you
and
guys
shit.
hurry and start arguing already?
Arguing, huh? The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... I don't fucking know, man. They're just starting out with hope versus despair? Torture wounds? What? Oh, I don't
Killer
know,
didn't
man.
take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason
Torture?
Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
Torture?
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they
Doesn't
trying to
look
find
beat
out
up.
by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place.
Hiding place?
If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was
No.
Fuyuhiko.
Oh?
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Huh. Nagito's wounds. Were they really caused by torture? But the point of torturing someone is to make them reveal information, right? And it's pointless if they can't talk. Oh, you had a tape.
Killer didn't take Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were tortured.
The reason Nagito's
But
body
why
was
would they tape
Because
him
the
up
killer
though?
tortured Nagito.
Yeah!
No, that's wrong.
Exactly! Yes, he could scream, but why would you tape him up
Nagito's mouth was
though?
covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
Exactly,
Being
dude.
tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared.
Very true. Oh, what the fuck? This man's on the fucking roll?
I just realized it. It's a trap.
What trap?
Hajime, you got caught in that trap.
What trap? Stupid? Hey, what do you mean I got caught, dude? Torture wounds, wound rope, survival, duct tape again?
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped, you obviously assumed he couldn't talk. But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
To hide the fact that he was
But if you tape his
interrogated?
mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito. He got information
ow.
about the bomb's location. Then,
Why
after
we
they
already
killed
knew
him, they duct taped his mouth shut.
Duct tape his mouth shut?
Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me, you guys didn't get caught in the trap.
What? They taped Nagito's trap after getting info from him. Sounds reasonable, but clearly contradicts the truth.
Pay attention. This is how it first. The killer tortured and got information about the bomb's location.
Bomb location.
Then, after they killed him,
Burned. I don't think it's burned
they
rope.
duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys. Thanks to me,
No,
you
son.
guys didn't
No,
even
son. But I don't really know what to do it with. Like, what to cut it with.
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First,
Ow.
the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location.
Oh, fucking hell.
Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close.
Oh, I don't fucking know this
Me,
one,
you
man.
guys didn't get caught in the trap. Pay attention. This is how it went down.
Oh, don't get out.
First, the killer tortured and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut.
This? No. Fuck.
Crap! Pay attention.
What's
This is
going
how
to
it
be
went down.
then?
First, the killer tortured Nagi and got information about the bomb's location.
Well, they. I think
Then,
it could be
after
the
they
spirit
killed
in
him,
here.
they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew, that was close, you guys.
I'm not sure about this.
Thanks to me, you
Ow.
guys didn't get caught in the trap. Pay attention. This is how first the killer got information about the bomb's location.
No, shit. I'm just.
Crap! Pay attention.
I'm just
This is how
bullshitting
first
right now.
the killer tortured Nut and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him,
After they kill him? No.
pay attention. This is how it.
Wait, I think I know
Then,
it.
after they killed
It's still the
him,
duct tape, isn't it?
allow me to
Fucking
cut
hell.
through those words.
Why didn't I use that before then? Then I didn't have to cut it. Shit.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
Exactly.
What did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape?
What do you
Might as
mean,
well
who
settle this
cares?
with rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, that's just
We don't
stupid.
need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Oh yeah, because it was sucked in and shit.
Side with Haji-Man. You have a crush on him or something?
No, because I'm right. Are you in elementary or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
Exactly.
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means
Yes.
the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been
Indicating
struggling
use.
to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so he wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's
Most
like I said
likely.
at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However,
Alright.
if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had
true.
a deep grudge against Nagito.
And not
Are you
lying.
saying
That's
the killer was trying to make him suffer?
making him suffer under
If
duct tape
so,
is fucked.
Friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No,
I mean,
they
duct
didn't
tape's
just
good
go
enough.
crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard.
Okay.
If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
Very
The
true.
warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
Most
Can't think of
likely.
any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Actually, I found a lighter and shit.
Yeah.
Oil lighter.
And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
I'm gonna wait till they bring
Which
up the oil
means
lighter.
It is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
But someone here
Killer
killed
isn't one of
someone.
us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if
Exactly.
it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
No, it's
Based
not
on
a
the
coincidence.
pattern
It
up
has to be
until
put
now,
there.
We should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this. Some
Yes.
kind of setup? Like what?
Who knows,
I
dude?
do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect.
You're treating her like a
Let's
princess
think
and
about
not like a
this based
human
on what
being,
Miss
damn
Sonia
it.
thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is.
Ah. Okay. The reason for the fire, huh? You're right. We need to clear that up first. Actually, it has to be the Monokuma panels. Come on. There you go.
The direct
Because
cause
they're
of
like
the fire
paper and
was
shit. Or cardboard.
the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit
Okay,
the curtain
put
on
it.
fire with the lighter.
Some
Okay.
kind of setup?
Ah, get up.
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
You.
They probably just threw the lighter.
No.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can
What the
stand
hell?
upright while the flame is lit.
If they
Okay.
tipped over the lighter in some way,
What the hell is this fire
the
shit?
curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they
Okay.
used invisible thread.
No.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
Opening the door. They probably set a trap using a lighter so the warehouse could catch fire. I think what Sonya said is
The oil lighter
correct.
found
The killer
Opening
used
the
something to
door.
lit the curtain on fire.
some kind of setup.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just
Actually, it
based on
has
the
to
shape
be
of the
because
stand up.
If they tipped over,
Akane
it
opened
could
that
have
door,
Some
and
way?
then we saw
Maybe they used invisible.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound.
Or perhaps
that?
opening the door.
we saw fucking Monokuma panels on the floor before it lit up. I need a chopstick. I need chopsticks for these
I
pierogi.
also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
I agree with Miss Sonya.
It was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan.
I don't even know what you're
No,
saying.
not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels.
Yes.
A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line.
Okay.
Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Alright.
Does that mean anything?
The
Yes,
killer
it does.
probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
Yes.
Domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and
Tiles?
tipping them over?
I mean dominoes. Shit.
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
See.
So
Ugh.
when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second,
Yeah.
and from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
That's the science.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
Nah. I don't think so.
Probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So
Yeah.
the reason the warehouse was dark
Oh shit.
hide the domino effect.
And one more
That could be
thing.
it too.
There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Hmm? What's the question? Killer did other than hiding. Doesn't necessarily need to be visual. Oh, I think it's the music. Because that shit was loud. Yeah. This is it, right? Music player. Or MP3
You're
as
talking
they
about the
call it, says it.
MP3 player, right?
Yeah.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
Yeah, inside the warehouse felt even darker because our eyes were still used to the bright light outside. It was in that darkness that allowed hymnal blared out throughout the warehouse at full volume. It suddenly started. The fire.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
Oh, so that's what
But
Akane
those
heard.
sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
Why? Oh, not opening?
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
But
And when we opened the
why would
door,
it be
the
so
domino
hard
effect
to open
started,
it?
and the falling panels eventually reached the lighter. Yeah, and that's how the warehouse caught on fire. At least, that's how it looks.
You don't look so sure.
At the time,
she looks.
Akane mentioned that she could barely open the
I
door.
don't know how she looks.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
With the blocked
Should be.
doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Exactly.
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean, that door was the only entrance to the warehouse.
I don't think there's really even any windows also. That door was the only entrance to the warehouse. See, so the problem Chiaki's talking about is that the killer couldn't have left. Exactly.
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the
Yeah.
killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
They would just have to stay there.
Now that you mention it.
Does that
Right.
mean they were hiding inside?
But why?
Who? We were all outside the warehouse, you know.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
Yes, you said that before.
You don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
What you
You don't mean...
But if that's true, this murder...
Hajime? What do you mean?
Are you talking about Nagito? The person who set up the domino effect inside the warehouse? Only one person who could have done that. Oh! I think it is Nagito. Because he was the only one there. Only body.
This is my answer.
Unless
What if
there was a
it was
setup.
Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
But
He
he's also
wasn't
the
just
killer,
the
possibly.
victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe.
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you
Possibly.
saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid. His body was covered in torture wounds. Or did you already forget?
Maybe he inflicted it himself.
Are you saying those were all self-inflicted?
But
True.
Nagito might do something like that. Don't you think?
I mean, that
That's
dude's
not the
crazy. He
issue.
set up
He
a
was
bomb in
tied
the
up,
lobby.
Remember? Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Wait, there was a burned rope
Yeah,
that was
you're right.
disconnected.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need
Wow.
to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
How?
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
Well, there's a possibility though. Like I said, it seems like it. But I feel like I'm overlooking something. I'm sorry for eating, lads. This is my breakfast. What is all this?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
Okay.
That's obviously impossible.
Oh, there's a lot of white noise
Tying
on it.
just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
Alright.
You couldn't do much with the. It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
Oh god.
How about if you use your teeth?
Please.
Or
No.
if you use your front tail?
Dirty
No.
joke. Is that a dirty joke?
Dirty joke. Highly inappropriate. If our assumption is that Nagito committed suicide is correct, Nagito should have tied himself up too. It's true that tying up your arms by yourself is impossible, but did he really use... Nah, I think it's the burned rope, dude.
To actually tie up your own arms
And I
and
think
legs.
it's this one too.
No,
Yes!
that's wrong.
Got it, bro. This is compensating for the
Hold on
very
a sec.
hot pierogi
Isn't
right
that
now.
premise flawed?
True.
I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were.
No, it shouldn't have been
Look at
both
it.
of his arms.
Remember the burned rope, man.
The rope on his right arm
Oh,
was
God.
completely burnt up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
The proof that the burned rope on Nagito's right arm is a trap is because his right sleeve, dude.
Take a close look at his right sleeve.
Look at it, son.
Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Don't you agree? A burn
Exactly.
like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah.
I
that
think
be
you should have
the
burned
case.
more of the rope. honestly.
Hajime, that's awesome. I'll let you cop a feel if you want.
What the hell, man?
You should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
No, don't give it away at
Definitely
all.
wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
Oh god,
And
no.
I'm talking about Nagito.
Oh,
I
what?
mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know.
That's
It's
okay.
impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand. Ah, that much is obvious.
You okay?
You tricked me. Give me back that Benjamin.
I didn't give you shit, damn it. Not only did she try to charge me, now she wants the money back. What the hell?
Hold on. There should be a what?
Then hurry up
Oh,
and
damn it.
spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back the Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
Interest. A way to stab yourself in the right hand using only your right hand. There's an answer, son. Monokuma plushie?
Even
What?
if
I don't
Nagito's
think
right
so.
hand was free, how could he stab his right hand with his right hand?
If he threw the knife into the air
science.
and let the knife fall, could he
Why
stab
would-
his hand that way?
Not really.
Is he a throwing knife expert? Maybe he
Well, he's a
propped
lucky
the
dude.
knife somehow and slammed his right hand down on it?
Maybe on his left
onto
hand.
what?
His
If he
left
just
hand.
propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
If you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily.
Oh,
We don't know if his left
But you
hand
can
can
bend
even
the
reach
right
his right
hand.
hand.
How was Nagito able to stab himself in the right hand if he was only able to use his meme? For something. And slam down. It has to be the excuse me, the plushie.
Even if Nagito's right hand was free, how could he stab his
Well,
right?
where's
If he threw the
Chiaki?
knife into the and let the knife fall, could he stab his hand that way? Is he a throwing knife expert? Maybe
No.
he propped the knife somehow?
Exactly. I agree with you, Chiaki.
The life-size Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted
guess
the
so.
knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it. If that's it,
Okay.
he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for
Yeah.
a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
Why would it
After
grow in the
stabbing
first
his
place?
hand, he no longer needed the plushie. So he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
So what do you think
True.
now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem.
Like what?
The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If
Why
you think
not?
about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito.
Okay.
If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took
Look
the
at the
spear
blood in
first.
the left hand,
As
though.
he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand. There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch
No,
that.
Kazuichi, that's
I
weird.
said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
No! Unwholesome.
One more time. I need you recorded. For a reason.
Bastard, you better cut it out.
Like she
Ah,
said,
got him.
in that condition, it's very difficult to stab yourself with a spear.
Very
It'd be
true.
hard to use a spear with a knife stabbed into your right hand while your left hand is tied up.
So you're saying it's impossible.
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I
Okay.
also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
You say you
mean,
can't
damn,
believe
son.
it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right?
Damn, son.
Say,
Just shut your mouth. It's against the rules to interfere with
Whoa.
everyone.
Damn,
if you
Manami.
even think about doing anything, I have a plan of my own.
What is a Manami?
Monami sassing me.
Exactly.
It's just as Monokuma said. We've been betrayed over and over again so far. So this
So
might
what?
also be the same. Calling this a suicide takes too much for granted, and it's too convenient.
Maybe that's what
Saying there
it is,
is
though.
a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi
Okay.
said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in
If you're
everyone.
betrayed.
No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killing, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you
Very
really
true,
think
man.
so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
Maybe there is a way.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible.
Ah. What you
I
mean?
feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together.
All
That's
right.
how we made it this far up till now.
Very
Everyone.
true.
Working together.
She's right. We made it through several ordeals up until now by doing that. And even now?
Alright, let's do this.
Hell yeah. Coach Ruin's burned rope. Blood in the left hand.
How did Nagito stab
That's the
himself with
hand
a
without
spear?
any blood, right?
Let's work together and think this through.
That was touching.
The spear stabbed Nagito.
Oh god.
His right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left
Okay.
hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand.
No. Hold on. There you go.
That's wrong.
I thought I fucked up. What's this phone call? No, I don't know you.
It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Exactly, son.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was
That may
something
be true.
off about his left hand.
Look at the
Bloodstain on
blood.
the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange? He
Yeah.
only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When
Didn't
the
you
blood
notice that, mate?
splattered, that's as far as it reached, right?
That settles the description of that bloodstain. But it's not the only unnatural bloodstain.
Not the only one, huh?
Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
It's unnatural,
we might
man.
need to think and use our imagination.
What made it unnatural?
If there's blood on his palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
What was Nagito's left hand doing when the blood splattered? He was gripping, dude. Gripping on that. What's that, the cord? Cord of that. Or the
When
string
the
of
blood
the
splattered,
spear?
he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm. And
Was he grabbing his front tail?
What? No.
Here's the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear.
Not really the spear itself.
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
Very true.
But even if he held the spear with his tied up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
Yep. That's right. That's the
hey,
problem.
Chiaki, what do you think?
Does she have anything?
Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times
Ah.
like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I
Yeah.
got it. Maybe.
You think?
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear. I think.
Ah, you
However,
think?
What's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Yes. The section of the gripping he was holding on to. Not the it's the cord. I believe it's the cord. Why would you grip
That's it.
anything else,
Instead of
though?
the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too.
Yep.
Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size
Yeah.
of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then
Guess
the
so.
blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
Yep.
But why
That's
is it
how it
so
ha-
important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not
So
gonna
you know
say
how
he
we can
gripped
do it?
the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
Hell no.
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki?
It has to be. Come on,
I am
Chiaki.
sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily.
It's okay. Nagito was gripping the cord extending from the butt of the spear with his left hand. From there, how would he stab himself in the stomach with the spear? Oh,
It
we're all
seems
thinking
we are
now.
stuck. Shall we have tea time?
No
At a
tea,
time
please.
like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a
Oh,
long
okay.
clan name.
One
Huh.
step at a time. What does that mean? Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
Okay.
How it was positioned.
Nagito was facing up, and the spear was stabbed through his stomach. If it's just before that, that's it. Could it be the spear stabbed Nagito perpendicularly and he was holding the tip of the cord attachment? I'll put those facts together along with what we found at the warehouse and think about it. I should be able to figure it out. What the spear was and what state it was in before it stabbed Nagito. Oh, logic diver! Hell yeah, dude. Alright. Oh no. Oh, wrong one. Jesus, what is there to go fast? There you go, X. Fucking hell. Nah, I'm still using the D-pad like Resident Evil and shit. Oh, fucking hell. Ow! Fuck off. Alright, where's the first question? You have to be it. Where was the spear just before it impaled Nagito? It was above it, I believe. Come on. Red. It has to be, come on. There you go. Oh, what the fuck is that? Oh, Jesus. These new obstacles, dude, what the hell are they? Get the hell out of my way. Oh, what the fuck? What? Ow. These ones don't disappear. Ah. Fucking hell. Question 2, besides the spear, what else was above Nagito? It has to be the ceiling. Oh yeah, the ceiling grater. Because of that blood stain. I think that's where the cord was. That has to be where the cord was. Oh no, that's not how you jump. Oh jeez. Okay. Ah damn, these things. Fucking hell. What are these? Ow. Fucking hate these things, man. They just introduced it at the 5th trial too. Alright, third question, right? Yeah. But I didn't connect both the spear and the ceiling gritter. The spear's cord, mate. If there was blood on the gritter, and the spear cord had blood on it, that means it was wrapped around it. Oh, what the hell is this? Woo! Alright. Bless up, lad.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
Yeah, I guess.
In the middle of the air?
If
Yep.
Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd
You
be
talking about
awesome,
spirit
but
shit?
he probably used the ceiling girder directly above
I
him.
think when she said ESP,
Nagito
I think
probably
she
slung
was
the
talking
cord
about
over the ceiling
spirit
girder,
shit.
and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him. And if
Oh, just
Nagito
like
let go
that.
of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while he was laying face up.
Yeah,
I noticed a slight red streak on the ceiling girder.
exactly.
It probably got smeared there during the setup.
Oh, the
Blood on the
execution, you
cord
mean.
probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling.
Girder? Is that how you call
How
it? I
about
call
it?
it gritter.
Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Yes.
He really committed suicide? Like that?
He
I know, it's crazy.
probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to
knows?
use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real?
A suicide
Really
case.
committed suicide?
Most likely.
Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Dude went
Not
to all
just
that trouble just for
he
that.
did all that while he was gripping the spear?
Oh, that's strong.
That spear should not
Fucking
have
hell.
stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably
Most
covered his
likely.
own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far?
To him, he
That's
probably
beyond
thought.
crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
That?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer.
Using the knife
Was
and
to
the
get us
spear,
all
probably.
executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die
Likely.
that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our
Jesus.
Nagito.
That's the Nagito we knew. Jeez, and I was starting to feel a little sympathetic toward him. How stupid of me. Completely underestimated his capacity for malice. His mind-boggling malice that threatened us even after he died. That's the form his malice took. I had forgotten all about it until now. If he was here, he'd probably be sneering at me.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said
Yeah?
he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was
Who
probably
knows?
planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
But how?
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet
Probably
the
that's
bomb
what he
scare was
wanted to
part of
do.
the strategy behind this trick. He made
Most
us split
likely.
up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He
Ah.
created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make
Oh.
us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
I
He's
mean,
a
he went out
fucking
to the
bastard who
extremes
killed
of
himself for his
extremes of
delusions of
long.
grandeur.
Wow,
It's
man.
not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Actually,
Yeah.
why did you
It
shout at
appears
her,
we've
man?
come to a conclusion.
Well, you didn't have to
Bastard
shout at
Nagito
her.
committed suicide. It was all done by him so he'd be executed.
That should be okay, right?
Should it?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's
What?
probably just my imagination.
What do you mean? Why? I mean, I sort of understand what she's talking about. I don't think it's a mistake to assume that Nagito committed suicide, but why do I feel so uneasy about it? Is it because we don't know who the traitor is?
So
Or...
what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
Oh
What
god,
do
I
you
don't
think,
know.
Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You are right. It is not as though we can draw any
Oh,
other
this is
conclusion.
too short for the end.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh? That means
Nah.
we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right? It's okay to reach
not.
such a happy ending, right?
I don't think
Then
it'll
it's
be
okay?
that.
It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No,
Oh.
hold on a sec.
Oh,
Hold on.
who got him?
Why?
Sorry,
I'm-
just a little
I don't
more.
know, man.
I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't
A
help but
little more,
feel
huh?
like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue
Maybe.
here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's
Maybe,
true, but
We haven't even used
The
all our
mystery
evidence.
isn't just about who the traitor is.
Huh?
No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
I get you.
Wait, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death.
What
Plus,
killed him?
it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
Huh. Something related to Nagito's death. And it's something that he couldn't even mess with.
We're gonna keep going? And here I thought we were finally finished.
Oh, just gotta keep pushing, man. Piece of evidence that he couldn't even mess with. Is it this? His body was discovered there. What? I think it's this, right? Because Monokuma makes this piece of evidence.
is it about the Monokuma file?
Yeah, that's it.
The one about it's
There was
mysterious.
something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
Actually, it doesn't spell the COD, does it? Just only describes what's happened to his body. Right? The body was where it tells where it's discovered, his TOD, and the specifics of what's left on his body, or what happened to his body. The suspicious part of the Monokuma file that Chiaki's worried about, it has to be the COD. Is something that isn't clearly written in the Monokuma file? Yes. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there was another Monokuma file where the COD wasn't really stated, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, yours. Okay. Oh my. Alright, oh man, what is this? Where's the O's, son? Where's the O's? Oh! Woo! Oh, no. Oh, what? Yeah. Oh no, what? Where's the A's? Ow, ow. Here. Okay, we fell into each other. Oh no. Ah. H. Wow, okay. There you go, his COD. That was chaotic, dude.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
There you go. Not only is there a stab wound in his stomach, there are multiple stab wounds. Oh, I've already seen this. There's only places where he's
Until
wounded.
now, the files always specified the cause of death.
Oh yeah,
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not?
maybe
The
not.
spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death.
Maybe Monokuma didn't hurt
Maybe it's not
himself.
included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well,
But why would-
Monokuma,
Well, why wouldn't it be excluded?
Again!
Ah!
I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
Oh, shut up, Mario.
Even during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the
Yeah?
thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Are you saying
Mikan's was
that
like the
applies
time
this
of
time
death.
too?
And Gundam's was like, oh no, Gundam's was the
Hold
time of
on a
death.
sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
I
No,
get it.
I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide.
Not just.
Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
are you sticking up for him?
That's not what
Oh,
I meant.
no,
I
I
mean
was-
it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
I
Like,
just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me. For
that's
example,
true.
would that malice just end here?
He wouldn't
Did
think
Nagito's
that.
many drive him to risk his
short.
life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean,
True.
this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in
malice,
his
man.
malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
No,
Friendship.
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed with the vote?
no, I
I think we
wouldn't.
should
I
keep going
wouldn't.
until everyone is satisfied. Even if it's just to be safe.
You are right.
We gotta be
We
definitely
only
gotta be
get one
safe.
chance to vote after all.
Just
And we
to be
die
safe,
after.
huh?
Then we die if you fuck up, anyways.
Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along with it.
This is
All right,
friggin'
Vehicle.
annoying.
Come on,
You guys
Kazi.
say you're doing it. There's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hell yeah.
Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait.
We've come this
All right.
far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I
All right.
believe.
Oh,
Oh, there's Monomina.
splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
I appreciate those words, damn it. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you, huh? Now that I think about it, I guess it's the same thing, right? The absolute hope can overcome any despair. You said he was yearning for that. Then, the situation we're in might be the thing that Nagito wanted all along. No, never mind. I'm probably overthinking it. Oh, what you on about now? Monokuma laughing. And it's suspended. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode. We're gonna be continuing on with the next part after this episode. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you love this episode, and don't forget to subscribe and share with other friends. And I'll see you in whatever episode you're watching next on this channel, man. Peace.
Your logo will be more.